More breaking news as well. The man who killed 10 people at a Buffalo supermarket last year has been sentenced to life in prison without parole.
That's right. And there were very fraught emotions inside the courtroom today. Peyton Gendron's sentencing came just after a man rushed at him inside the courtroom as a victim's family member was delivering an emotional impact statement. Take a listen.
You gonna come to our city and decide you don't like black people. Man, you don't know a damn thing about black people. We're human. We like our kids to go to good schools. We love our kids. We never go in those neighborhoods and take people out. Don't do
Of course, part of what fueled that anger beyond the just indiscriminate killing was that the judge believes he purposefully chose a location that was frequented by African Americans. Gendron pleaded guilty to 15 charges, including murder and attempted murder.
Joining us now from Buffalo, New York, is CBS News National Affairs and Chief Justice correspondent Jeff Pegues. Jeff, difficult to listen to those impact statements, those emotions so raw. The judge said there were simply no mitigating factors to be considered. He's been sentenced to life in prison. You heard all of those statements. You saw the anger. What else can you tell us about what we saw in court today?
Well, it's easy to, with so many things going on in the world, to focus on other things. But remember what happened here 9 months ago in May of last year. You had this gunman who came from out of town, wasn't even from Buffalo, came to this community. He targeted black people. And the victims in that supermarket ranging in age from 32 to 86. And you had family members in the courtroom today expressing their frustration, expressing their anger, aiming it at this 19-year-old who sat there, at times tearing up. And so it was a moving process in that courtroom. These victim impact statements, they went faster than we thought that they would. But these family members making it clear that some of them, most of them saying that they didn't want him to die. They wanted him to live every day, to feel the pain that they are feeling. So it was a very emotional scene today in that courtroom.
Jeff, as we were listening to the sentencing, the judge spelled out that she had discretion. She could have applied the sentence under youthful offender status, and she made a point to say there was nothing hasty or thoughtless about his actions, and that while some of the terms will run concurrently, some of them will be consecutive. Talk to us about what that tells us, the judge really implementing these sentencing guidelines, considering what happened and what was said today.
Well, Errol, the judge making it clear that this 19-year-old will not see the light of day again. Meaning that he's going to be behind bars for the rest of his life. And I think that's what the family members obviously wanted to hear. The judge said that she had discretion, but there was also a lot of pressure on her to deliver the sentence that she did. You saw in the victim impact statements, you saw the anger and the frustration there, the family members who lost their loved ones, and the pain that they have been living with for the past 9 months, and the fact that, their lives will never be the same. And so the sentiment was certainly there among family members that he receive the full weight of the law. And this is the state case. There is, of course, upcoming the federal case as well, where he faces 27 felony counts. And so the judge making it clear that this 19-year-old, despite his age, will not see the light of day ever again because of the severity of this crime. You heard family members saying in the courtroom today that people make mistakes, but this is one of those mistakes that you cannot recover from, nor do you deserve to recover from that. And so that was a statement that one of the family members made in the courtroom to the 19-year-old. But it was clear through the statements the pain that these families are still feeling and still living with daily.
course, the victims have been lost, their relatives, their lives will never be the same. And of course, this is a major impact for the entire Buffalo community. Jeff Pegues, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff.